You talk to your cousin at all?
Yeah, pretty much every day. Why?
Well, when I asked him, does he feel like he's kept in the loop? He says, I only feel like I'm kept in the loop when you yell at people to tell me shit.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, he's on the way here right now. We can figure this out.
Okay, yeah, let's figure this shit out. Okay, what conversation happened between you and Lang that led to all that?
You just asked me if I'm in the loop of things. That was like the question you asked.
Okay, and what did you respond?
I said, I can't give you an exact quote.
Are you sure? Because I can give you the exact quote that he gave me.
Well, that's because you're crazy in the head.
Wow, this is a great start. Okay, I mean, clearly if you said it, it's how you feel. So how do you feel?
Well, I do feel like there's information that you don't share with me. And I
New
understand there
Babylonian
is,
information?
I guess just as a whole. I do understand there's information I just don't need to know. That's fine.
Okay, do you feel like there's information that has to do with New Babylon and keeping it running and keeping it safe and Armar Duke duties that I am hiding from you?
No.
Okay. And you understand that there's other information I can't share with you?
Yes.
Okay. And so when you said that you feel like I don't tell anything to you unless I'm yelled at by Lang, were you talking about information to do with the Marduk stuff, or were you talking about information that had to do with other stuff?
Yeah, it was more like a generalized. It wasn't like a Babylon specific.
Okay, but do you understand why that is unfair to put into his head and unfair to me to say? And how that will affect people's opinions about our communication as leaders and how we are leading New Babylon?
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Because I understand that certain things will cause you'll feel frustrated by them. I just need to be sure that you believe that I tell you everything in relation to New Babylon to lead. Now, if there is things I miss, such as the Dio situation, it is never intentional. That is something that every single person had a piece of information on, but because it was a singular piece, they did not see the bigger picture of the concern, and so they didn't raise the issue to one another. That was on everybody, right? Now, this council is a perfect thing to fix that problem. I just didn't like that I was stood up there feeling like I tell you everything that is mine to tell, and then I'm told that I don't say shit to you unless Lang yells at me, because this is a personal thing I brought up to you about hating how people in New Babylon look at me and sometimes you as not being willing to do things unless Lang okays it, because that is not the case at all. I trust you so much, Skipper, and I love leading with you, and I value your opinion on so much. I would never hide anything that will help New Babylon from you. Like, you are someone I lean on for that, and I don't want to feel like you have this concern that I won't tell you stuff that's important to that. I get if you are frustrated with feeling like you're left out of some things that I have no say over. I understand that. I just need that to be separate from New Babylon and us leading, because otherwise it'll get way too messy, way too confusing for the people you're saying it to. And they will see me leading in a different way than I am. And you leading. And apparently everybody else. I think we've made genuine steps forward in our communication as a group, and it's all just been thrown in the dump because of that. And I know that wasn't your intention, but it is what happened. Now, something good came out of it with this council, but it is just disheartening to hear something that to me is just a straight up lie because it was pitched as
Well, the
a
conversation we
Marduk
had
thing.
was 2 minutes long, mind you. Not even.
With Lang?
Yeah.
Okay, was it like I'm confused though. Was he asking about New Babylon?
He didn't. He just said like, "Are you informed on things?"
And you took that as everything in CJ's life and not
Yeah, I thought it was like
stuff.
more of like a personal.
I don't believe that, but I'll go with it, sure. Okay. Well, I think that helps me at least feel confident that you believe there is communication on the Marduk front. Because that's what's important, right? That's what matters. And I didn't want you feeling like just because a situation happened with the Dio thing, there's stuff I'm hiding. Because I'm not. I am human. And there is situations where it'll happen on like a Friday. And on Monday morning, I don't immediately call half of New Babylon and think it's important enough to share with everybody because I'm also not getting everybody else's information. Now that'll be solved, right, with this council, but that was not nice to hear.
Yeah, well, you also said I chase a homeless guy around 6 hours a day. Isn't true.
Okay, 4 hours a day.
It's not even daily though.
It has felt daily, or seemed daily from my talks with Bjorn.
The only time we go and like do checks is when Babylon's quiet.
Listen, Skip,
Babylon.
I don't care if you chase a homeless man around for 6 hours a day, as long as you're not
It's not a homeless man,
immediately...
it's Stag.
Okay, Stag. As long as you're not immediately turning around and saying CJ doesn't tell me shit. Because the only thought that could even possibly come to my brain as to why you would say that was that you heard something that happened maybe when you were off doing this and then got mad at me for not telling you when I just couldn't come up with any other reason. Because why would you say that when I've told you everything that there is to know about the Marduk shit?
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't anything that like there was like a situation that happened. But I don't know why you were spiraling over that. That shouldn't have been the case.
You don't know why I'm spiraling over Lang telling me that you verbatim told him CJ doesn't tell me shit unless Lang yells at her to?
Yeah, but like, don't you think Lang would make it seem a lot worse than it normally came out? That's
Not
like,
when you got up there and I said exactly what was said and asked you about it, and then you could not give me anything other than the Dio situation, which every single person involved was guilty of and was up to human beings not understanding the weight of something. Like, if there had been multiple instances where you're like, I was left out of this, I was left out of this, I was left out of this, I would check myself. I'd be like, holy I'm not communicating. My bad. But you yourself has said it's a separate thing that you were bringing up with my other things that I've got going on, which I straight up cannot tell you about. Like,
this is fine. That's fine.
I mean, it is fine, but you don't make it seem fine when you throw me under the bus to Lang
I
and
didn't
make
throw
it
you under the
sound.
bus.
Yes, you did, Skipper. Yes, you did.
How did I throw you under? He said we're both equally to blame. How did I throw you under the bus?
You need me to explain to you how telling Lang that I don't tell you anything is throwing me under the bus when we have just discussed the fact
What is there to
that.
throw under the bus though? You weren't being thrown under the bus.
Skipper, come on. You saying that is throwing me under the bus and making me look like I don't communicate and that I am withholding information from you. And you said that to somebody who judges our work as a Marduk every single day. You knew what was going to happen when you said that.
No, I didn't. I
Okay.
did not take that as throwing you under the bus at all. He asked me how I felt like if I communicate with CJ.
And you took that and you thought, oh, he's probably just asking me about every single part of her life and not Marduk shit in New Babylon.
Yes. Then he proceeded to say, "Isn't that your best friend? Aren't you guys family?"
And when we stood up on that tower and you heard me crashing out about the fact that I communicate and you stood your ground and kept denying it, you didn't stop to think for a second that maybe I was getting bitched at about the thing that he was bitching at me about
I
in
just
front
like
of
to hear
you.
you yell.
Yeah, that's great. But you don't throw me under the bus.
I don't.
Skipper, like, I need to be able to trust you.
What do you
And
mean
if
you need to be
you're
able to
not
trust
even
me?
you're not even gonna be willing to admit how that was throwing me under the bus.
I don't feel like I threw you under the bus.
Okay.
So now you don't trust me.
Well, this is exactly what just happened. You felt a certain type of way about me not sharing information with you, certain information that you know that I can't share with you. You got asked, does CJ communicate with you? You replied, not unless you yell at her. And then you went to a meeting where Lang and I argued about Marduk responsibilities, the leadership of New Babylon, and how I'm not communicating because you said that, and you thought to yourself, yes, even though I was only implying she doesn't tell me about the shit that is her own personal business, I'm not going to say anything about that. I'm going to let her get yelled at because I'd like to hear her get yelled at. And now you're going to stand in front of me
That's
and
not
you're
what I
going to
said.
tell
I said I
me,
like to hear you yell, first of all.
sure, okay, we can revise that. Same point stands.
I didn't throw you under the bus. I always have your back, even when it's just me and Lang.
That was not having my back. If
By
you had
voicing
my
how I felt
back,
about
the
something,
second you understood that it was about leadership, you would have clarified that.
I just
Why do you disagree? Explain yourself then. How does letting me get yelled at for a situation you know you caused and was a miscommunication, as you say, not
I didn't cause it.
wrong? Skipper, you told him something that implied I don't communicate shit as a Marduk, knowing full well that that wasn't the case, heard me get
That's not
yelled
what I
at
was asked,
about it.
though.
You understood up on that tower that's what I was getting bitched at for. Yes or no?
To a certain degree, yeah.
And
Then I
you
didn't do
let
something
it
about.
continue
Well,
without mentioning that you were implying this stuff you didn't get told had nothing to do
You
with
were
New
the one
Babylon.
crashing out.
Yeah, maybe because you didn't speak up. Because you
What's there
didn't
to speak up
explain.
about?
Skipper, this is going in circles. Whatever. Just talk to me when you actually give a because I'm not dealing with this.
How is this my fault?
You know why. But I don't care if it's rage bait. Like, in character, she's still going to be pissed at him for betraying her. Like, I don't care if it's rage bait. I don't care if it's stirring. It's still irritating. Like, playing dumb to CJ is the most annoying thing in the world. I hate when people are purposefully, like, dumb to stuff to get out of responsibilities and consequences. Take accountability. You know exactly what you were doing. I'm gonna be upset with Skipper, and I'm just gonna get told by Lang to go make up with my cousin again. And he's gonna get no repercussions for this, and it's gonna be on me again.